What if movement is an illusion? What if the distance between you and your desire is not a matter of miles or time, but a simple error in coordinates? You have been taught to chase, to attract, to climb. But the mystics knew a secret that modern physics is only just beginning to whisper about. You don't need to go anywhere. You only need to be there. In the next few minutes, we are going to unlock a forbidden method used by Neville Goddard's own mentor. A technique not of attraction, but of teleportation. If you are tired of waiting for your life to change, stop waiting and start moving. The chair is waiting. Stop manifesting. The very word manifesting is a trap. It implies that you are here, in a state of lack, and your desire is over there, waiting to be drawn across a distance. This creates separation, and in the kingdom of consciousness, separation is the only sin. Abdullah, the mysterious Ethiopian rabbi who mentored Neville Goddard, knew this truth decades before quantum physics caught up. He didn't teach the law of attraction. He taught the law of assumption, and more specifically, a forbidden esoteric method of consciousness relocation. This is not about attracting wealth or love to your current physical coordinates. It is about teleporting your identity to the coordinates where those things already exist. You are not meant to fix the reflection in the mirror. You are meant to change the face in front of it. The two-chair method is the ancient technology of this shift, a way to move your I am from one state of being to another with such violence and precision that reality has no choice but to conform. To understand this, you must grasp the concept of consciousness relocation. Think of Erwin Schrödinger's quantum physics, the particle that exists in two places simultaneously until an observer collapses the wave function. You are that particle. You are not bolted to this room, to this specific financial struggle, or to this body. You are only habituated to it. Your consciousness is non-local. It can inhabit any state, any time, and any place instantly. The CIA classified programs on remote viewing and the gateway process touched on this, but the mystics knew it first. You don't need to travel. You only need to adjust your frequency. The world you see around you is dead. It is past tense, a crystallized memory of your past assumptions. To change it, you must leave it. You must relocate your inner self to a new address. This method requires a radical departure from traditional prayer or visualization. Most people visualize as if they are watching a movie screen, seeing themselves happy from a distance. This is fatal. This keeps the desire in the future. Abdullah taught that you must occupy the state. You must sit within the desire, looking out at the world, from it, not at it. This technique, kept secret for years and only whispered about in Neville's rarest lectures, is designed to break the sensory chains that bind you to your current limitations. It is a ritual of bilocation. It forces your consciousness to detach from the sensory evidence of the now and anchor itself in the sensory reality of the then. It is a psychological teleportation device. But why is this considered forbidden or dangerous? Because it threatens the ego's stability. Your ego is designed to keep you safe in the known, even if the known is painful. When you begin to effectively relocate your consciousness, the ego panics. It feels like death because, in a way, it is. You are killing the old man, the version of you that is poor, lonely, or sick, so that the new man can be born. This is not a mental exercise. It is a suicide of the old self and a resurrection of the new. It requires courage. It requires the willingness to let go of the shore of your current reality and float into the abyss of your imagination until you find solid ground again. The power of this method lies in its ability to override the facts of life. Facts are just hardened assumptions. When you use the two-chair method, you are melting these facts. You are proving to your own nervous system that reality is fluid. You are taking the I am, that operant power within you, and moving it like a chess piece from a losing square to a winning square. Once the move is made, the game changes. The environment changes. The people change. Not because you manipulated them, but because you have moved. You are no longer in the same universe you were 10 minutes ago. But that's only the surface. To execute this ritual, you must approach it with the reverence of a priest entering the Holy of Holies. The setup is physical, but the work is spiritual. You need two chairs. Not metaphorically, literally. Place one chair in your current room, your bedroom or living room. This chair represents your current reality, the state of limitation, the problem, the diagnosis, the debt. Place the second chair in a totally different room, or even just around a corner where it cannot be seen from the first. This visual separation is non-negotiable. The eyes are the slaves of the 3D world. You must trick them. The second chair represents your target reality, the solution, the healed body, the wealth. Sit in the first chair. This is the anchor. Close your eyes and engage your senses fully in this present, limited moment. Feel the texture of the cushion under your thighs. Is it rough? Is it soft? Smell the air of the room. Listen to the hum of the refrigerator or the traffic outside. You are locking in the coordinates of the old man. You are acknowledging, I am here. This is crucial because you cannot leave a place until you acknowledge you are there. Give yourself fully to the feeling of your current problem for just a moment. Feel the weight of it. Acknowledge it without judgment. This is your departure point. Now, the relocation begins. Keep your eyes closed. Do not move your physical body. But in your imagination, that divine fourth-dimensional body, stand up, walk out of the room, walk down the hall, walk into the second room, and sit in the second chair. This requires intense focus. Do not see yourself sitting there. Feel yourself sitting there. Feel the different fabric of the second chair. Feel the change in temperature. Maybe the second room is cooler. Hear the silence of that room. You must trick your nervous system into believing your body is in the second chair, even though physically you haven't moved an inch. Stay in the feeling of the second chair for about 10 seconds. Occupy it. Claim it. Then, snap your awareness back to the first chair. Feel the old room again. Then, instantly, snap back to the second chair. Oscillate, back and forth. Chair 1, lack. Chair 2, fulfillment. Chair 1, sickness. Chair 2, health. Do this rhythmic oscillation for about 10 minutes. What you are doing is loosening the masonry of your perception. You are shaking the foundations of your logical mind. You are teaching your consciousness that it is not fixed. As you continue this oscillation, the distinction between here and there will begin to blur. This is the goal. You want to reach a point of vertigo where you are not quite sure where you are physically. This confusion is the portal. It is in this state of looseness that the I am is free to select a new home. You are untying the boat from the dock. The more vivid the second chair becomes, the more the first chair fades into a dream. You are not just imagining. You are shifting worlds. Here's what changes everything. Neville Goddard didn't just preach this theoretical physics. He lived it under the most extreme pressure. In 1943, he was a soldier in the U.S. Army, drafted against his will, desperate to return to his wife and his newborn daughter in New York City. He applied for a discharge, but his commanding officer, a rigid man bound by regulations, flatly refused him. The 3D world said, no. The facts said, impossible. But Neville knew that the world was just a mirror. If the world said, no, it was because his inner state was still accepting the no. He realized he couldn't fight the army. He had to leave the army in his consciousness first. He didn't argue. He didn't beg. He went to his barracks, sat on his small, uncomfortable army cot, and induced a state akin to sleep, but he didn't sleep in the barracks. In his imagination, he slept in his apartment in New York City. He didn't just visualize the apartment. He touched the walls. He felt the familiar sheets of his own bed. He walked through the rooms, touching the furniture, looking out the window at the specific view of New York he knew so well. He brought the 5 senses of his imagination into play with such intensity that the barracks dissolved. He did this night after night. During the day, he was peeling potatoes and marching in the heat. But at night, he was a free man in New York. He disregarded the evidence of his senses. He practiced this consciousness relocation until one night, he felt a distinct shift. The imaginary room became more real than the physical barracks. He broke the link. He successfully died to the soldier and was born as the civilian. He didn't look for signs. He became the sign. 9 days later, the same commanding officer who had refused him called him into his office. Without any logical explanation, without any new paperwork or external changes, the officer approved his discharge. Neville was honorably released. He traveled back to New York, physically walking into the very apartment he had been sleeping in mentally for a week. He didn't manifest the discharge. He moved to the state where the discharge was already a historical fact. The bridge of incidents appeared to carry him across. This story proves that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victim of your location in consciousness. Neville proved that walls, laws, and armies have no power over a man who knows how to move his I am. The world had to rearrange itself to match his new address. The army could not keep a man whose consciousness was already in New York. The universe abhors a vacuum. If you are mentally in New York, your body must follow. Now go deeper. When you begin this practice, do not expect it to be comfortable. You are rewriting your neural pathways and your spiritual contract with reality. Your body may rebel. As you oscillate between the chairs, you may experience physical sensations that can be alarming. Practitioners often report a racing heart, shaking hands, or a feeling of electrical vibration coursing through the spine. You might feel a sudden snap or a pop in your head, like a rubber band breaking. Do not be afraid. This snap is the sound of the anchor breaking. It is the severance of the silver cord that binds your assumption to the old reality. The dizziness you feel is the vertigo of freedom. The first 3 days are usually the hardest. This is the resistance phase. Your logical mind will scream that you are just sitting in a chair, that nothing is happening, that you are foolish. This is the guardian of the threshold trying to scare you back into the known. Persist. Ignore the logic. Logic is the graveyard of miracles. By day 4 or 5, a profound shift occurs. This is the breakthrough phase. The resistance vanishes. The oscillation becomes effortless. Suddenly, sitting in the second chair, the state of wealth, or love, or health, doesn't feel like an effort. It feels natural. It feels like a memory. You might catch yourself thinking, "Oh, I remember when I used to be worried about that," even though the problem still exists in the 3D world. This feeling of naturalness is the secret. It is the sign that the pregnancy has begun. The second chair eventually feels more solid than the first. You begin to prefer the inner reality to the outer one. You stop checking the 3D for results because you already have the result inside. This is the state of the Sabbath. You are not waiting for it to happen. You know it has happened. The anxiety drains away, replaced by a deep, cool certainty. You walk through your day with a secret smile, knowing that you have already seen the end of the movie. Physical reality is slow and sluggish. It takes time to turn the ship. But once you have reached this state of naturalness, where the wish fulfilled feels like an old sweater you wear comfortably, the reflection in the mirror has no choice but to change. You have altered the cause. The effect must follow. You have planted the seed, and now you must simply wait for the harvest without digging it up to check the roots. But there is one final test. You must master the art of spatial recognition. This is the iron law of Abdullah. If you are truly in the state of the wish fulfilled, you must view the entire world from that new vantage point. If you have assumed you are in New York, metaphorically meaning your goal is achieved, you cannot think of New York. You must think from New York. This means you must look at your previous problems as if they are distant memories, miles away in the rearview mirror. If you are wealthy in your imagination, you cannot look at a bill with fear. You must look at it from the perspective of someone who has the money in the bank. You must adjust your mental geography. If you are healed, you cannot look at your medicine bottle with desperation. You look at it as a reminder of a sickness you used to have. This internal consistency is what hardens the assumption into fact. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot be in the second chair and worry about the first chair. Once this internal shift is locked, once you have successfully relocated your consciousness and held it there, the bridge of incidents will unfold. This is the series of events that leads you from where you physically are to where you mentally are. You do not build this bridge. You do not force it. It appears automatically. It might look like a chance meeting, a firing, a hiring, a sudden idea, or a coincidence. Do not judge the bridge. Sometimes the bridge looks like a disaster. Neville might have been court-martialed before being released. You don't know the path. Your only job is to remain in the end, to remain in the second chair. The world of Caesar moves in mysterious ways to fulfill the command of the imagination. Trust the bridge. Walk across it without fear. You have now been given the keys to the kingdom. You are no longer a slave to the facts of life. You are a traveler in consciousness. You have the technology to teleport out of any prison, any debt, any sickness. The chairs are waiting. The choice is yours. Will you stay where you are, or will you move to where you belong? The door is open. The chair is empty, but you are full. You have successfully moved. Do not make the mistake of going back to your old address. Spiritually, it no longer exists. The 3D world is now scrambling to rearrange itself to find you at your new location. Stay in the feeling. Do not check for results, you are the result. Now, I need you to anchor this shift. Tell me in the comments below, where is your consciousness sitting right now? Is it in wealth? Is it in health? Is it in freedom? Declare your new coordinates. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the bridge of incidents is opening, and the next video is the map you need to cross it. Click it now. Teleport again.